Hey guys, Greg with Fat Man Little Trail doing another Fat Man First Take product review. This one is the Oboz Mid-Cut Sawtooth Hiker. This is a waterproof boot, which is really good, and they do have a nice waterproofing to it. I've been doing a lot of hiking in the winter with the snow and slush, and get snow on top of the boot, get snow around the laces and everything, and I have not gotten my foot wet at all. Nothing has come through, which has been great. The other thing that I want to talk about that is my favorite part about this boot is the traction. The traction is pretty amazing. I've hiked in dirt and mud, in slush and in snow in these boots. I've only done about a half dozen hikes with them, so about 20 miles. And the traction is superb. Like before I get to the point where I need to put on spikes, I'm going longer and longer with these Obos with the traction. They have a really nice center ridge right here of additional traction, along with the outer ridges, which provide good traction side to side, but you get good grip. Even like I said, when you're walking in slush, when you're walking in snow, ice is obviously you got to put spikes on for anything that gets too icy. But in some of the adverse conditions, I've found that the grip on these and the traction is really good, and that's one of my favorite parts of this boot. The boot is really well put together. It's a very sturdy boot, and it has a comfortable fit. My foot fits really well in it. It took me a while to figure out their lacing scheme to get to a little bit more comfortable of a fit, but it took me, I think I had to mess with it for the first hike, and then by the second hike, I got it figured out. The only thing that I don't like about the boot, and I always like to point out things that I don't like, is how sturdy and how stiff the ankle portion is. It gives a lot of support, which is good, but I like to have a little bit of flexibility in this material up here, just so that if I step a little bit awkward, my ankle has a little bit of room to move, and also it makes it a little bit on flat ground. It makes it a little bit it's not uncomfortable, but it's just like you feel like you're a little bit constricted when you're hiking on flat ground, with as sturdy as it is on the top there. So a little bit more flexibility is the only thing that I'm missing there. Again, it's not a game changer or a deal breaker or anything like that. It's just something that I find personally I like to have just a little bit more flexibility up in that top there. Now I also have bad ankles, so I do appreciate the support, but it does make, for long flat hikes, it does get a little bit tight around the ankle. But other than that, I really like everything about this boot. It's really comfortable. Like I said, I've only done about a half dozen hikes on it so far, and I've been happy so far the entire time. I wore them right out of the box and started hiking. There wasn't a breaking in period, other than fixing up the laces and getting that where it was comfortable for me. But the Sawtooth does really well in a lot of the winter, tougher terrains here in Colorado, where it might snow one day and then get hot and melt and turn into slush and mud, but it just gives you that extra confidence because you have really good traction on the bottom of your shoes. It might be the best traction I've had in any of the boots that I've tried or shoes that I've tried, as far as getting out on the trails and not needing extra additional traction. Again, anytime you're around ice or it gets too slick, always put on spikes or some sort of traction. But the Sawtooth is going to really help out the places that you can go and the confidence you're going to feel when you're hiking on that. I'll have a more thorough review on fatmanlittletrail.com, and there'll be a link below this video. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that subscribe or like button, depending on where you're watching it, and follow along. So I give a lot of outdoor product reviews and just outdoor content overall. So hopefully you'll enjoy it and you'll follow along, and you can always get more at fatmanlittletrail.com.